guys, welcome back to the ToyPanic channel. Today it's been a while since you guys saw my face. We had a few events going on previously. On today's episode of What's New to Unbox, we'll be unboxing this guy. So this is the S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Geats. I think this one is the first run edition, which is cheaper than the second run. I think there's a sticker here to mention also. You can see the front is the window packaging. You can see Geats himself with a few of the accessories and usual S.H.Figuarts stuff and Geats logo and Geats himself. I think this is the figure. On the side you can see there's Geats full shot here with the name of the series. So on the other side it's just same name of the series, but it continues on the artwork from the front. And on the back you can see there's a lot of product photos, few details and announcements for the buffer. And on the top you can see this one is more to the show lah, the Desire Grand Prix logo. And on the bottom a bit more info, full shot of the figure. It's been a month since I bought this figure, so finally our director say I can unbox. Goodbye, seal MISB. I think you guys saw Kali's review on the Your figure. That one, the instruction is on the other side, so you can see like here should have instruction, but this one is quite unexpected. So you can see there's a few ways. This one a bit spoiler, but I'll explain later. And they show you what's included on the hands. Before I unbox it, just a first impression on the figure. Paintwork is very nice, and I haven't seen any review of this. Not sure if the cloth is actually real cloth or it's just soft parts. They actually include the Magnum Shooter 40X, but as a gun mode instead of the rifle. So for the rifle mode, you have to get the entry form, which is a black body one. If you watch the show, I think you should know. And they give you, I think it's 4 pairs of hand, including the one attached. That's a good one for around 100 something. Let's unbox him. Okay, so here's the figure himself with part of the plastic still attached. The belt is separated. You can actually attach the magnum buckle to the gun, and yeah, the bag's very nice. So the scarf is actually a soft part. It's not cloth, but it's quite soft, but it's not wired lah. But it will stay to a certain degree in the pose you want. I will lay out everything on the table, so see you guys later.
A few moments later.
So here's everything that he comes with. Like I mentioned before, there's 3 pairs of hand here and one attached already to the figure, and it comes with the gun Magnum Shooter 40X, but as a gun mode rather than the rifle mode. First opinions on the figure. The white is quite nice. It's painted as pearl with a hint of silver, so it's not pure white. And the boost form parts is all in very bright orange. I think it should be the same color lah with the actual characters in the show. But for me personally, I think the white is a bit too pearlish. I think in the show it's more very pure white rather than pearlish white. Okay, you can see the exhaust pipe here. It's very nicely gradient, and they have a few of the decals also here, and especially on the belt. So it's quite nice. We have a fully painted belt, since the cheaper version of Kamen Rider usually the belt won't be fully painted. But sadly, my one, the printing on the icon, the core ID, is a bit slanted to the left. Yeah lah, you could barely view it. So for a figure, it's around 150, 160. It's a very solid and a nice figure. Okay, so for now I'm going to talk about the accessories. So the hand that is included on the figure is just a relaxed open palm. Then there's one pair of a wide spreaded open palm, 1 pair of gun holding hand, and 1 closed fist. Then the Magnum Shooter 40X, which can actually interact with the buckle. You can actually fit the buckle into the Magnum Shooter. Then you can recreate a few of the scenes from the show, which you saw Geats doing it. And I think the Magnum Shooter can actually fit on the side of the belt, because it used the same type of connection as the buckle. So you guys can see it can actually fit. Okay, so I think now we can talk about the articulation. Then we start with the head. So the head is on a ball joint. You can spin around 360, and I think there's it's a double jointed head. The neck lah. For the body, talking about that lah. The buckle is a bit easy to come out, but it's decent enough to stay in poses. But while posing, they might jump out. So continuing on, the torso, you can see how well it bends. So the ab crunch is quite nice, and the backward crunch is even crazier, because there's a joint in here which they use for the form change one. So you can see it's very far to the back. Then it's a ball joint at the top, so just will spin. The hand, there's a butterfly joint in here, and it can go 360. The shoulder pad is a separate part, so that's the bicep. The elbow is a double bented one. It's a double jointed elbow, and there's a gimmick here that you can actually take out the guns, so you can do the pose that Geats did. The previously mentioned, the scarf is actually a soft rubber plastic, so the figure has a swivel joint in its inside, but it's quite hard due to the way they design it to be able to change the form. I think the more you play, it will become more easier to move it. Okay, so moving on to the legs, it's a separate joint inside which you can swivel it, can goes up pretty far, so you can do pretty nice rider kick poses. Knee band is a double jointed knee band, so you can well go past 90. The legs are just swivel, and there's an ankle tilt. So that's everything about the figure's articulation. Here's the RCF version of the Geats. You can see that in the same pose, the RCF needed a stand, which is not included, and Geats one is fairly stable to stay. As you guys can see, the size, so unexpectedly the Boys Toys version is actually about the same size as the S.H.Figuarts, given that since Zeo they've been doing very smaller size one, so they return back to the original big size. But you can see this one, it's very less painted. You can see the exhaust is gradient on the S.H.Figuarts and just normal silver. You guys can see the size is quite similar, but we'll just have a check. So the Geats, including the ear, is around 16 cm. The S.H.Figuarts, the RCF is around, yeah, it's around the same. It's around 16 cm also. That's it for this week's What's New to Unbox. If you guys enjoyed the video, do give us a like and subscribe. We might have a restock, so the link will be down in the description. See you guys on the next What's New to Unbox. It doesn't sound